Imagine putting your heart and soul into something, giving it everything you have, only to be told, you're not good enough. Imagine standing in front of a list of names, scanning for your own, and realizing it's not there. What would you do? Would you walk away, or would you fight back? This is the story of a young boy who faced rejection, but instead of letting it define him, he used it to fuel his greatness. This is the story of Michael Jordan, the man who turned failure into fire and became the greatest basketball player of all time. Growing up in Wilmington, North Carolina, Michael Jordan loved basketball. He wasn't the tallest, the strongest, or the most naturally gifted, but he had something that set him apart, an unstoppable drive to win. When he was a sophomore in high school, he tried out for the varsity basketball team. He stepped onto the court, ready to prove himself, dreaming of wearing that varsity jersey. But when the final team list was posted, his name was missing. He had been cut. Can you imagine what that felt like? The disappointment, the embarrassment, the pain of being told, you're not good enough. For most people, that would have been the end. Most people would have accepted defeat, believed the critics, and walked away. But Michael Jordan wasn't most people. Instead of giving up, he made a choice that would change his life. He went home that day, locked himself in his room, and cried. But then, something clicked. He wasn't going to let this define him. He wasn't going to let this be the end of his story. So he went to work. Every morning before the sun came up, he was on the court. Every night after practice, he stayed behind, shooting, dribbling, pushing himself harder than anyone else. He refused to let failure win. He turned rejection into motivation, hunger into discipline, and disappointment into determination. The next year, he came back stronger, faster. He made the varsity team. He dominated the court. And soon, college scouts took notice. He earned a scholarship to the University of North Carolina, where he hit the game-winning shot in the NCAA championship. The world started to see what he had always known. He was born to be great, but it didn't stop there. He pushed harder. He entered the NBA draft and was picked by the Chicago Bulls. And from that moment on, history was made. He became a 6-time NBA champion, a 5-time MVP. But if you ask him what drove him, he'll tell you it wasn't the trophies. It wasn't the fame. It was that moment, as a teenager, staring at the list of names that didn't include his own. Michael Jordan once said, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed." So, what's stopping you? Have you been told you're not good enough? Have you failed, fallen short, been rejected? Good. That means you have a chance to come back stronger. That means you have a chance to prove everyone wrong. Failure is not the end. It's the beginning. It's the test that separates those who quit from those who rise. Michael Jordan wasn't handed greatness. He built it through sweat, through discipline, through an unbreakable belief in himself. The question is, will you? Will you let rejection break you, or will you let it push you? Will you let failure stop you, or will you use it to fuel your fire? Because just like Michael Jordan, your success story isn't written yet. And the only way to find out how great you can be is to keep going. If this story inspired you, like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Your greatness is waiting. Go chase it.